Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very chill, very relaxed Sunday afternoon, evening, late afternoon stream. I'm not going to yell. This is my zone. This is my vibe. It's going to be cool. It's going to be relaxed. And I hope that you enjoy this very chill, somber Q&A. And I hope you guys are having a good day. As always, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. Q&A 103. You're going to get a couple of questions that I answer. One of them being, do I think the WWE is up for sale? And another one asking me to review the Eternals. Now, I want to plug this right off the bat. On my podcast, Raw Cognizance, I did a review of Eternals. I go into a spoiler review with my boy Tim Spence, the Boy Wonder. That's going to be released on Tuesday. So you'll probably get his review or more insight into what I feel about the film for that. So check that out. But I will do a spoiler review of this. If you are someone who has not seen Eternals yet, you might want to take a break during that part of the broadcast. If you're looking for a non-spoiler review of it, you'll get it on Tuesday. But this will be my spoiler. By this point, why haven't you seen it? What you doing? Get your butt up and go see it. But yeah, I'm just letting you know now. I'm going to give a spoiler review of Eternals when that happens. And we'll probably do that first. We'll answer that question first, and then we'll do I think WWE is going to be sold? And then we'll do the rest of the Q&A. But yeah, just letting you know ahead of time for those of you who are wondering. But yes, please check that out. And I think that's about it. We're going to answer some questions. Facebook, Twitter, and email. Just Alyx'sWorld@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and pay some bills. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, click that bell to catch all of my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Please join the membership today and be a part of the ever-expanding brand by getting the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, whether it's a review, or whether it's a hot topic. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Also, give me a follow on Instagram. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Super Chats, and of course, you got Venmo and Cashapp. But Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at just Alyx'sWorld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. Get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Please get yourself an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, or get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. But let's not forget about the blonde hair, the blue eyes, and the apple pie. My America, fun girl t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Heart. All of this down below in the description box. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get to some shoutouts. Today's video is sponsored by Amazon Music Unlimited, featuring 70 million songs and thousands of expert playlists. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song, anytime, anywhere, on all your devices. Smartphone, tablet, PC, Fire TV, and even Amazon Echo. Today, if you sign up using the link getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, you'll get a 90-day free trial that you can cancel at any time. Following that, you'll be paying a small $7.99 that includes no ads and no interruptions. Take advantage of this opportunity today using getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, in the description below. Alright, let's go ahead and get to these shoutouts. Show some love to the moderators. Ultra Shadow 97, Firestar Heart, Elias, Demian, Godzilla, Hawk, who helped keep this a safe space for wrestling fans. And hello to the following people. We got New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Mom and Joe, Arredondo. We got Jody Bennett, Chase Games, Taryn Jones, Demetrius B, Mr. JH. We got West Nile 21. What's up, West Nile? I think you're new, sir. Are you new? I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. We got Susant. I'm gonna say that again. Susant. I think it is Susant. Or is it Susant? Is there an emphasis on the Sue? Like Susant. Susant. I don't know. I'm just giving all kinds of mispronunciations here. Whichever one fits your bill. Hades, Kobayashi, Pitman's Pit. Where the hell have you been, sir? Where have you been, Mr. Pitman's Pit? Nelly Nell, Anthony White, Regito Boy 09, Janelle Jackson, Keith Louie. What's up? Brian Gax, Pikachu Black, King of Hecko, Mendo, and let's give the last one to Eru Popper. All right, one more. Let's do one more. Devin Caliborn. Welcome everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. Get these likes up. Get them likes up. We're gonna start things off with Facebook, and then we'll go to Twitter, and then we'll go to my email. When it comes to the Q&A, I'm gonna go ahead and pause Super Chat since it's a little early and people haven't necessarily come in yet. Although I gave people a 15-minute head start. No yelling. My bad. Now, let's go ahead and get to the main topics at hand. And by the way, again, if you're going to donate, I would rather you donate to my Cashapp or my Venmo. It would really help me out. Tomorrow, I'll be going back to donating plasma, giving blood for money. I don't want to do it. I hate needles. I really do, but it's something I got to do. I got to do it because I got bills to pay and things I want to do. So if you would like to help me out there, really appreciate it. It would really make things easier on me because I really don't want to give them my blood. I don't want to give them my blood, y'all. They want to take my blood away from me. Please. Pretty please don't let them take my blood away from me. Anyways, all right. So let's get to the main questions. Let me see who asked me the question about the Eternals. Well, let's find out who asked me the question about the sale first. I believe. Let me see. So Al Johnson asked me about the Eternals. So we'll do Al's question first, and then who asked me about the sale? I'm trying to remember who was it. So many people just sending me questions. God damn. You guys and your questions, sir. I'm trying to remember. I saw it here on the Facebook page. Let me refresh. Anyways, one of these lovely people asked me about the sale. So we'll just do the review first of Eternals. Then we'll do the sale. So if you haven't seen the Eternals, you might want to take a quick 10-minute break and then come back. Or if you don't care, just sit tight. I don't really think I'm going to spoil that much. I think you'll be okay. Even if I tell you little things here and there, you'll be alright. Alright. So, the Eternals. Here's the thing about the Eternals that... Let's just be real. I feel like Chloe Zhao, the director of the Eternals, was given a very hard task. Out of all of the comic book characters. Because let's just call it like it is. When it comes to Marvel... Before the MCU even existed, who were the most popular Marvel characters you knew about? Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Hulk. That's it. Yes, if you played Marvel vs. Capcom, you knew about Captain America, you knew about Iron Man, you knew about Ant-Man, blah, 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 blah. You knew about Doctor Strange. Listen, the mainstream folk, all they cared about was Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four. Maybe Hulk. Hulk was a maybe. Mainly Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men. That's it. Everybody else, Superman, Batman, Justice League. Right. Before the MCU, no one cared about Iron Man. People don't seem to realize is that Iron Man was a risk. That was not planned to be as big as it is. Robert Downey Jr. was expected to fail. They did not think he was going to be good. Everyone said it is a mistake to have Robert Downey Jr. come in and play Iron Man. It's not going to work. Boy, he proved him wrong. I said I was going to yell. It was supposed to be chill. But yeah, like, Iron Man was a mega success. And because of Iron Man's success, it spawned off until what we have, the MCU. We got Thor, we got Captain America, we got a reboot of Hulk, and then we did the Avengers, which was also a risk, and that blew the box office records out of the goddamn water. And then so on and so forth. It made Marvel, test the waters with new heroes that we haven't seen before, like Guardians of the Galaxy. I was one of the main people saying, who the fuck is it? Who is Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy? Who are these people? Star-Lord? Gamora? Drax? What? This is gonna suck. What I didn't know is, first off, they had James Gunn, who was a master storyteller, and I didn't realize how popular that was gonna be when it came out, because the movie came out and it towed it up. It was the shiznit. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was awesome. And then they did Ant-Man, and that's another one. Like, oh Lord, okay, now you're getting a little too cocky now, rolling these dice. Let me take these dice away from you. But they rolled the dice on Ant-Man, and even that did good. So now you're like, all right, so I guess they just can't fuck up with anything. Everything they do is gonna be roses, right? Captain Marvel, although that's my least favorite movie, even not as good as this one, Eternals, it just bored me. It still did good in the box office. Then you got Black Panther, which got an Oscar nominee for Best Picture. Suck it, bitches! So, Marvel has a good streak of taking heroes no one knows about and making them household names. And then we get to the Eternals. And this is where I have to look at Marvel and go, was this really a good idea to at least start with this right now? Because when you think about the merger of Fox and Disney and X-Men becoming legal in the MCU to use along with Deadpool, you got all these other heroes, Fantastic Four, that you could be using. Who do you know was pitching a fit to Marvel about, when are you gonna feature the Eternals? Nobody. Because no one cared about the Eternals. Real talk, as a hardcore comic book fan myself, the franchise, the Eternal franchise, was that one comic book series even I avoided. It did not appeal to me. No one read the comic books. Not a single goddamn person. We understand how important it is to the MCU, to the Marvel Universe, because the Celestials and the Eternals go hand in hand. You can't talk about the Celestials without talking about the Eternals. And you have to talk about the Celestials if you're going to talk about Galactus. But it's still incredible to me that of all the superheroes, of all the franchises, you chose the one that no one cared about. So they basically said, hey, Chloe Zhao, make us care about the Eternals. And we got the movie. So let me just kind of break this down for you. Let me break it down for you short and sweet. When it comes to the movie itself, it is gorgeous looking. It looks beautiful. The cinematography is pristine. Big word, pristine. Crisp. It's great. Action scenes are good. If you're just going to see how it looks, go for it, man. Go for it. That being said, this is my only problem with the film. I'll explain in two halves. First half, to me, was the one that's going to get everybody in trouble. This is the one that the critics are hammering. If you go on Rotten Tomatoes, the score for... yeah, the Eternal score is 49%. It is the lowest rated Marvel film of all time. Lower than Thor: The Dark World, lower than Iron Man 2, lower than Captain Marvel, which, by the way, is the worst film. It's still the worst film. But, yeah, it really does suck that they only are getting on the film for the first 30 minutes. If they would have actually watched the entire film and judged it by it's judged it by it based off of the whole, the entirety of the film, the whole thing, I think it would be more appreciated. But here's what happens. A lot of times when you're going into these films, if you don't hook them in the first 30 minutes, you've lost them. And that's what's happened with a lot of these critics. They watched the first 30 minutes and in their head went, well, fuck this. It takes a while to get going because we have to introduce people and familiarize them with 8 totally new, never seen before characters, while also explaining here is why they haven't been involved with the MCU. So the first hour is literally, okay, here are the Eternals. Here's why they're here. Here are the Celestials. The Celestials gave birth to this universe we know and love. And this, I'm not going to spoil too much. It is a spoiler, if you will. But essentially, the Eternals are being sent to Earth to, take care of the Deviants. The Deviants are basically embodiments of evil. They are there to wreak havoc and destroy the universe. But the Eternals basically came about to stop the Deviants. And at one point in time, the Deviants got stopped. And after that, the Eternals said, well, the Celestials. See, now I'm getting my shit mixed up. The Celestials told the Eternals, the gods told the people that they sent to take out the Deviants, hey, you're free now. You're free. So they spend the next 5,000 years just doing whatever. And then we follow the story through Cersei, one of the Eternals. And literally it's just her talking. It's literally just talking for the next hour. Exposition. So, Cersei, why didn't you stop Thanos when he snapped out half the universe? So she's like, because the Celestial said we couldn't, so I just kind of sat back and chilled. Okay. Hey, Icarus, where the hell have you been? I'm just exploring the universe and fighting things. That's great. Yo, Kingo, you're a director. What you been up to? I don't know, just kind of been hanging. It's just a lot. It's just this. And, after a while, just kind of like, okay, let's get this going. Okay? I know that you had to explain a lot because this is new. How's about you show us? And this is where I had to step in really quickly and go, I think this series would have been a lot better if it was a Disney Plus series. 8 episodes. Give each character, each Eternal, their own individual episode, explaining what they did, what did they do during the 5,000 years where they basically just was free to do whatever. Because think about that. You are a being that was created to do one thing. And you did that one thing. Now it's like, what do I do? What is that like? You're Eternals? That means you can't die. You don't age. So what is it like to live that type of life? To the point where, imagine that you were born like 2000 before Christ died. So 2000 BC, right? And then think about all those centuries and decades and millenniums that you have to go by, watching people die off and having people that love you or falling in love and then watching them die. Like, you have to think about it from that perspective. There is so much you can do with that if it was a Disney Plus series. For instance, one of the Eternals' name is Sprite. Sprite is a little kid Eternal. And there was a point in the movie where Sprite was all upset that she could not grow up, that she could not be seen as a female worthy of being loved because she is a kid. She has friends that grew up, outgrew her, and died, and she had to watch all of that. So you can understand her pain and her anger, but imagine if they did an entire episode of that, showing her getting friends and showing them dying off and showing people mistreat her and look at her weird, like, why are you still a kid? How come you never grow up? That could be an episode. Another episode could be with Athena. It's just Athena, excuse me, but I think Athena. Athena, who is the one that goes crazy. She loses her mind because she's been there for such a long time. She goes nuts. That could be a great story. Like, you could base an entire episode of how she just kind of... Now, there was a reason why she went crazy, but we could have actually based an entire story of her losing her mind over a long period of time. Cersei was the one who got into a relationship with Icarus, and then Icarus left, and then she spent centuries being with other men and it not working out, so she got to a point where she just felt dead inside. Like, there's so much we could have done. Gilgamesh helping out Thena, the stuff with what was it? Matthias, the black mechanic that was able to make stuff out of make stuff out of thin air. Him, yeah. He has a story where, you know, he tries to help humanity, and then he sees humanity do horrible things, and then he just loses faith in humanity, and he just says, "Screw this! I'm done with humanity. I just want to do my own thing." Like, and then of course his story is woke. So there's so much we could have done with these characters. Even the one with Druid. Druid can control minds. Like, we can see him over the centuries being a dictator and mind controlling people and having peace in certain areas and stuff. There's so much we could have done with these Eternals if you had just given them more time and allowed us to be invested in them. Because this is what pisses me off about the film. The film itself is decent. It's decent. It's fine. I like it. It's not the greatest Marvel MCU movie out there. It's not. I saw it once. I don't feel like I have to see it again. If it appeared on TV, sure, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to see it twice. This could have been one of the best Marvel properties ever if it was just given time to develop the characters. Even Salma Hayek, who played the leader of the group, forgot her name. Some of these names I'm not even getting right. But Salma Hayek, like, you don't get it. She's on TV, but you don't get any clue of what she's all about. None. And that pisses me off, because I'm like, dude, all these people who have these powers, like, you could really do something with this and really take them somewhere. And it really does suck. It really does suck that they didn't do enough to develop the characters. So when I see people saying, I stopped caring, I fell asleep, it's because people didn't get a chance to invest in the characters. And that was my issue. That was my issue. It should have been a TV series. If it was a TV series, I feel like we would have liked it a lot more. That being said, let me just say this too. Once you get past that first hour, the second hour is so much better. A twist happens. And again, this is where the spoiler comes in. This is the spoiler part of the review. So if you haven't watched it yet, this is where you have to leave the stream. So Icarus is revealed to be the one who kills off one of the Eternals. By the way, yes, the Eternals die. That also kind of made me go, wait, I thought they were immortal. I thought they were immortal beings. How can they die? What? And then it's revealed that they're not actual beings, they're dolls. Yeah, they're dolls. The Celestials created them out of clay and made them dolls to do what they want. So anytime the Celestials snap their fingers, they just go mindless and they can control them at will. Essentially. And these dolls basically want to do what Pinocchio did. We want to be a real boy. We want to be real people. Who experience emotions, who actually have a chance to live. You know what I mean? And there's a story in there too. Sorry. But Icarus ended up being a turncoat. He ended up working for the Celestials the entire time. And Salma Hayek's character is all like, you know what, this is wrong. We shouldn't be going along with the Celestials, because the real reason they created the planets, and this blew me away. So the whole reason for these planets to exist, the reason why planets exist, is so we can put civilizations on these planets, and the civilizations feed the planet. The planet then gives birth to another celestial. The celestial comes out of the planet and thus destroys the planet. But in turn of creating another celestial, you give birth to a whole new universe. So the Celestials end up creating a new universe. But before you can create a universe, you have to create a Celestial. And so there's this whole idea that, okay, we have to destroy a planet. But in terms of destroying a planet, we end up creating more planets and creating more life. So on and so forth. And you know, I like the concept. I like what they're doing with that. My biggest issue with that in particular is, like, shouldn't that be like a different phase? Like right now the main villain should be, at last I checked, it was Kong the Conqueror. Kong the Conqueror? Kong the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror. Kong the Conqueror. I don't know who Kong the Conqueror is. Kang the Conqueror, who was established in Loki's series. So I'm thinking, we're still stuck in time travel mode, right? This, I don't know, this just kind of feels like, shouldn't we be saving this for like phase 7, phase 8, after we beat Kang the Conqueror? I'm cool with it. I'm just like, this already feels like a different phase. You know, let's keep it through line. You know, everything else has felt connected somehow to one being, Kang the Conqueror. This is the first time where it's like, oh, all right, well, that's something completely different. We'll leave that alone until later. But whatever. So yeah, like, essentially the Eternals, they get split up because half of them feel like, nah, fuck that. Whatever the Celestials say goes. But then the other half is all like, nah, man, like, these are human beings. They shouldn't die for some Celestial. Don't we have enough Celestials? Do we have enough Celestials? They're like, nah, we need more. We need more. And so, you know, I like that twist. I like that Icarus became a turncoat and he became, I don't think he became evil, but he became an antagonist. But in the end, they formed something called the Unimind, and then I think by forming the Unimind, they all basically became one being, and they ended up stopping the birth of the Celestial. It's like literally a head and an arm coming out of the ocean. And that also kind of bothered me, because I'm like, when you think about the size of one Celestial, like, when you see how big a Celestial being is, and how it towers over the planet, it's literally like, I won't even say like a ball, a globe, like an actual globe. Like if you was to hold a globe in your hand, that's how big the Celestial is. So I'm thinking, if it's the tip of the head and the hand, like that's gotta be at least a fourth of the planet gone. When you think about the size differentiation, but okay, I'm thinking too much about it, but yeah. Okay, that's gotta change up the planet a lot when you really think about it. So that's kind of scary when you see it that way. But yeah, like I really liked the second half, and I actually enjoyed the post-credit scenes. The first post-credit scene, I had no idea what was going on. I don't know who the hell that is, but it's what's his name? That's Harry Styles, right? Harry Styles' character. The second one made me pop. So Black Knight is being played by what's his name from? He's from Game of Thrones. Jon Snow, whatever the fuck. Him. He's played by him. So at the end, you see him going to get the sword that would make him Black Knight, and then he stopped by. I wouldn't touch that if I were you. And you're like, what the fuck? And instantly I was like, oh shit, is that Blade? Because that was Mahershala Ali's voice. I wouldn't touch that if I were you. And I was like, oh shit, is that Blade? And then cut. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. I picked up on you. I was like, that was Blade. That was dope. So, okay. Wow. That was dope. So, you know, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to like about the film. For me, yeah, for me personally, it felt rushed in the sense that I didn't get enough time to invest in the characters. But it looks great. Action scenes are fine. And then the second half, it ends well. At least the film ends well. It's just getting to it. It's rough. It's rough. But if you can get through it, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. So that's my review of it. If I was to give it a grade, I'd give it a C+. You know, a lot of the Marvel films are A's. You got a couple of B's in there. You got maybe one or two C pluses as well. But so far, the weakest one is Captain Marvel. That's a C. That's just like, okay, that's whatever. But yeah, I knew it was Blade immediately. I said, that's Blade. That's gotta be Blade. That's gonna be awesome. No one else knew it was Blade, apparently. I said it in the theater. I was like, that's Blade. I'm like, is that Blade? I'm like, yeah, it's Blade. God damn it. But yeah, that's my spoiler review of Eternals. Y'all can give me your thoughts down below. Let's play some super chats and then we'll get to the other question about WWE selling.
Some people don't like Eternals because it is worst movie of Marvel Studios. But I like the movie I watched last night.
Alright, I'm glad you liked it, man. Is it the worst one? I don't think it's the worst one. I still think Captain Marvel is the worst one. That's just my opinion. But okay, whatever. I guess I can't say that because it's female empowerment, right? Jesus Christ
almighty. Thought it was decent. Overhated. Visually great. Understood the story and what they were going for, but I couldn't feel connected to the Eternals. C+.
Yeah, that was the only issue, because when they were dying off, there was a couple of them that got killed off, and I was just like, alright, am I supposed to feel sorry about this? Because I don't. Because you didn't get a chance to invest in them. It needed to be an 8-episode series. So there you go. Alright, let's get to the next question. This one, I couldn't find who sent it to me. Okay, check this out. It was either on Twitter or my Facebook page. Let me look through it one more time, because I want to give proper credit to the person who asked me about WWE being for sale. Let me see. And if you're here in the live chat and you know who you are, just say it was you who sent the question. Oh, okay, it was, here it is, Kurt Luttrell. Kurt Luttrell Jr. Thank you, Kurt Luttrell. Found it, finally. Let's get to it. He says, it's been reported by legit sources like Sean Rossett that WWE has been for sale for a while now, but it seems they are currently making a concerted effort to tighten the ship up for a sale. Who do you think buys it, and what a post-sale looks like in your opinion? So he's essentially asking me, who do you think will buy it, and what it would look like? So let's just talk about that, because that's always been one of those things where I'll believe it when I see it type of deals. Do I think the WWE is for sale? Yes and no. And here's what I mean. Do I think it's on the market to be sold? Absolutely not. But if someone comes along with the right amount of money, let's just say a Jeff Bezos said, I want to own WWE, I'm going to give you $100 billion. Vince McMahon said, how much? What? How much did you say? I think, boss, he said 100 trillion, no, 100 million, no, 100, but I think he said 100 billion dollars. Well, hold on for a minute, Bucktooth Beaver. In my opinion, Johnny, Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, my opinion matters most. I believe it should be sold for $250 billion. Shut up, Johnny. You know what I mean? I guarantee you with the right amount of money, it'll be sold. So that's what I mean by yes and no. Yes, I do think they are open to sell for the right amount, but I don't think it's on the market. Not right now. That's my opinion. And I think people are assuming that it's being sold because of everybody getting released. I think they're just releasing people because the roster is bloated and they have no idea what to do with them. That's the reality. They have no idea what to do with these talent. So why have them? Why keep them? Yeah, let's just answer these questions though. Who do I think buys it? Who do I think buys WWE? Well, the obvious one is Disney, because Disney owns everything. The thing is, I don't want Disney to buy WWE. I'm not saying they can't make rated R work, because Deadpool 3 is going to be rated R, so I'm pretty sure it'll be great. I just don't think... I don't think Disney would show it the respect that it deserves. Period. I don't know who buys it, honestly. Like, if I was going to ask someone to buy WWE, I would want it to be someone from the sports industry. You know, someone that I know is going to show some love to the wrestling promotion, to the wrestling world. honestly, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I hope a Khan buys it. Not Nick Khan, but the other Khan. Tony Khan's daddy. Yeah, he should totally buy it. Or someone that loves wrestling. I don't really think a company like Disney would be able to market WWE the right way. It would just lose money because they're too friendly, if you know what I mean. They'll make it too scripted. But yeah, for me personally, what does a post-sale with WWE look like? I can't even answer that. A post-sale for WWE, it depends. Okay, I'll put it to you this way. If they did sell it and Vince lost control and he was no longer in charge, maybe he was still on as a stockholder and he still had influence, but he was no longer in charge of the creative direction, it would definitely be better. That would instantly improve it. But I'm also scared that someone who buys it won't really care about the product as it is. They're just buying it just to have it for themselves. So I don't know. It really depends on who buys it. This whole WWE's for sale crap, I don't talk about it all that much because there's just so much we don't know. I can't even come up here and just talk about it being sold yet. Because who the fuck is going to have enough money to convince Vince McMahon to sell it? It's going to have to be a lot more than 100 million. It's got to be like 50 billion or 100 billion. And there's only a couple people in this world who can give Vince McMahon $100 billion. And if they were to give it to him, what would they do with it? I have no idea. I really don't. So we'll see. But $100 billion. Damn. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't ask me, like, if Vince was to leave, who would be in control. I would have said Triple H years ago, but that's clearly not happening. Probably Shane or Steph. Shane and or Steph. How about that? But there you go. That's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts on it. Sorry I didn't give you a more direct answer, but that's just how I feel about it. So there you go. Let's go ahead and get into these Q&A questions. Let's just start things out with Facebook and then go to Twitter and then go to, of course, my email. So, oh man, why am I tired all of a sudden? I don't know where that came from. Let's get it. John Bill II from Detroit. I have 2 questions for you. If you pick 5 women from WWE and AEW who you love to date in real life, who do you pick? My choice. Who I love to date in real life that works for WWE and AEW? He chose Asuka, Hikaru Shida, Shotzi Blackheart, Liv Morgan, and Kayla Braxton. Sasha. Now it doesn't matter if they're married or not, right? Okay, cool. Definitely Sasha. Bailey would be number 1, by the way. I would date Kayla Braxton. I would give her a shot. Liv Morgan, sure. I agree with Liv Morgan. Hikaru Shida. Maybe? She's a maybe. I think the language barrier might be an issue. Asuka's more of a big sister to me than a girl I would date. I would rather date Kairi Sane. I would probably date Io Shirai. I would definitely date Xia Li. Xia Li? Sorry. Did I just do that? I'm trying to think. Oh, Aaliyah. There you go. Aaliyah. Damn. I almost forgot about Aaliyah. And I can't forget about Toni Storm, Miss Thickness. But I gave you my 5. In my second, for my second question, all right, outside of Brock Lesnar and Charlotte Flair, which 2 people would you pick to break the Undertaker's streak? Oh, he asked me who would I have break Asuka and Undertaker's streak? Well, Taker's streak should have never been broken. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody should have broken Taker's streak. Period. But if someone was gonna break it, I hate to say it, but Brock was the right choice. If you had to break the streak, Brock was the right choice. Brock was the right choice. Thinking about it long term, yeah. That was the right call. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have broken it. If it wasn't gonna be Brock, I wouldn't have broken it. Asuka. That is another one I wouldn't have broken. But eventually, Becky would have beaten her. Not Charlotte. Charlotte should have never beaten her. Becky, for sure. Brandon from New York City. I feel like that once Phase 4 of the MCU began, it feels that a lot of people have been criticizing and hating a lot of things in the MCU as of late. Here are some examples. People complain about Agatha Harkness. It was Agatha all along. Bum, 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 ba, 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 ba. Who's been messing up everything? It was Agatha all along. Bum, ba, 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 ba. Sorry. Agatha Harkness getting her own show in the future, even though she was the breakout star of WandaVision. She sure the fuck was. She was the shiznit. People ignoring the blatantly obvious racism and discrimination in modern USA society that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier were showing. I can't believe that series went there. I'm like, oh, we're going there. Oh, we're going there. A black man leading America? Ah, fuck, sir? I love it, though. Getting upset about Loki being bisexual. Oh, that's just them being narcs. Shang-Chi being an experiment. Shang-Chi was amazing. And critics review bombing Eternals. My question to you is, do you think that fans of the MCU are just not wanting to let go of phases 1 through 3 because it's the MCU's golden era? I think it's superhero burnout. We have to consider that MCU isn't the only superhero franchise movie making machine in town. We also got this DCEU, and we also got the animated shows like Invincible. It's a lot of superhero shows going around now. We also got the TV CW, and we got the Netflix franchises. We got Daredevil. It's a lot of superheroes. It's almost too much. And I think what's happened is over the last decade, people are just kind of sick of it. They've gotten burned out over it. So, you know, I think people are just looking for something different. You know, and I don't know. I personally, I'm not having any issues with any of the films. I still love it. As long as it continues to be good, I'll continue to watch it. But that's just my thing. I think people are just burnt out. A little too much of everything. Al Johnson, you basically asked if Survivor Series is still a Big 4 pay-per-view. I did. My question is, do you think there is a replacement for the Survivor Series? Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank would be the perfect replacement for Survivor Series, without question. It has the most stakes. The Money in the Bank briefcase has become a household name with WWE. Might as well make that the next Big 4 pay-per-view. Isaiah Webb from Norfolk, Virginia. Question number 1. Coming off the heels of the recent budget cuts, WWE's been killing the vibe for me and my group of friends recently. We aren't watching the shows, playing the video games, and we even scrapped plans to attend SmackDown on November 12th. However, AEW is coming here 5 days later, which, with the catch being that you need to be vaccinated, with me being the only one in our inner circle who's got the shot. I'm about to say fuck it and just go by myself, but what do you make of the overall product compared to AEW in terms of coherent storylines, in-ring quality, character development, and business practices? So here's the thing. Go. Just go. And tell your friends they should have gotten vaccinated by now. If they really wanted to go. Number 1. In comparison to WWE, AEW is everything WWE wishes it was. AEW is doing everything right. Even when you talk about the in-ring talent that they have, when Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Kevin, I was going to say Kevin Steen. Not yet, he's coming. Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, by the way. I hope Jon Moxley's doing good in rehab, man. Orange Cassidy, many top quality stars, legends. You also got good storytelling. Hangman Page's championship victory next Saturday, calling it right now, he will win that championship, was a 2-year build. The first man to compete for it lost to Chris Jericho. They waited 2 years. 2 full years to get him that title match. You don't see that with WWE. They couldn't even give Big E a full year to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Pretty sad when you think about it. Yeah, it's just a better company overall because we have people that actually give a shit about the fans. And that's what makes AEW better than WWE. They care about their audience. And that's why they're awesome. Question number 2. Some people are using their drawing power as leverage not to get the vaccine. Sasha Banks was pulled from SummerSlam for a non-injury related issue, which is none of our damn business. Some venues have a vaccinated requirement, like the Barclays Center, which is preventing Kyrie Irving from playing there because he refuses to get vaccinated. Some of the other recent cuts were related to people not complying with the protocol. Do you think Sasha Banks and other top stars who are anti-vaccine get away with this stuff because they know the company won't reprimand them? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I saw someone talk about, well, Sasha has to be vaccinated because she went to Saudi Arabia. Not necessarily. Now, I would like to think Sasha is not stupid enough and did get vaccinated, even though she didn't want to. But, dude, this has been happening in wrestling all the time. Like, there is clearly a hierarchy in terms of the wrestlers and the talent in whatever promotion. In whatever promotion, there are going to be people who can get away with whatever they want. They don't have to do what the rest of the crowd does. And that pisses me off. It pisses me off because it really does create toxicity in the company. It creates favoritism, and it makes people resent. It creates resentment, and it makes people disrespect and not show any respect to the people in charge. I'm hearing reports that they released Nia Jax and others because they didn't get vaccinated. So why the fuck is Jackson Riker still there? Someone explain that one to me. I don't get it, man. Do I believe Hit Row is finished? Short answer, yes. BFAB added so much to that group, and they already killed it. I hate it. While before your time, this is Kurt Luttrell, by the way. While before your time, have you seen how Vern Gagne ran the AWA? I did not. I saw the documentary on it. But it does kind of make me... It makes me wonder what would have happened if Vern Gagne actually decided to push Hulk Hogan when they had him. Because Hulk Hogan's entire gimmick, that dude, the way he is, it started in AWA. It wasn't created by WWE. It was created by AWA. But Vern Gagne was like, I'm not going to push him. Sorry. Yeah, he was Vince McMahon before he was Vince McMahon and regretted it. Because that's what it is. Vern Gagne is like, this is my company, and I'm going to do what I want with my company. And it went out of business, which is what Vince has right now. Same mentality. Oh, had the mighty have fallen. Adam Ritter from South Carolina. Who is your favorite Power Ranger and worse? My favorite Power Ranger is Jason. Jason Lee Scott, the first original Red Ranger. Get your Power Rangers. Nah, 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 nah. Oh, I'm sorry. Who is my least favorite Power Ranger? Everybody from Overdrive. Operation Overdrive. This show is shit. Operation Overdrive. I hate this show. Please go jump off a cliff. I can't stand this. Give me that gun. I'm about to... I hate Operation Overdrive. I can't stand it. From Florida, Raheem Isaac. How are you doing today? A little nervous about giving blood tomorrow, but other than that, sure. I'm doing alright. Who is the next big surprise to debut for AEW? Do you think it's Bray Wyatt? Probably Bray Wyatt. Probably Bray Wyatt. If not Bray Wyatt, it'll be Kevin Owens. Kevin Steen. Oh boy, Matthew Carter. Coming in with these type of questions. Here we go. Lord have mercy. Alright, so Matthew Carter is kind of hitting me with these crazy questions, and I'm here for it. Let's see what he has to ask me. Hey Alyx, as you're so fond of observing, thanks for making me a part of your weekly Q&A videos. Since two of your favorite Nickelodeon shows are Rugrats and all that, here are my questions for you. If Paramount Nickelodeon made a live-action computer animated Rugrats movie, who would you cast as the kids? Oh my god! I don't know. How about all those actors from Stranger Things? There. I'm not doing that. What's wrong with you? I don't know. And now he's just like, he gave me a full list of people he would cash in. That was his only question. Jesus Christ, dude, the hell? Nah, I'll just give you one answer. Chase from Florence, South Carolina. In your opinion, why is everybody in today's society so negative and toxic? Because of social media. Social media has basically revealed a lot more assholes in this world than we thought. And what ends up happening is when social media starts to have an influx or an influence on your money and your job and your career, you know, it gives people more power to be assholes. And I don't like that. Social media is toxic because people use it to, like we all do as human beings. We use it for selfish reasons. We use it to harm others. We use it as like this kind of an emotional dump for how horrible and horrific our lives are. And maybe it's always been that way, and social media just amplified it. Question number 2. If you weren't born in the 90s, is there a certain period of time you wish you were born in? 80s. Not the 90s, in the 80s, boy. Joshua, my question, who do you think was the most underrated wrestler from the Attitude Era? Underrated wrestler from the Attitude Era? Underrated wrestler from the Attitude Era. You know what? Owen Hart. Owen Hart he didn't get no love. He didn't get enough love during the Attitude Era. Very underrated. Very underseen. And that was, you know, back then when it was all about Austin and them. But still, he was way too good to not be appreciated. That really does piss me off. All right, Jimmy Faluca. In the spirit of Survivor Series, what is your ultimate Survivor Series team? Fuck it. Austin, Taker, Rock, Hogan, Shawn Michaels. You're not beating that team. But and he says his team is the Dark Side. He would have the Road Warriors, Paul Ellering, Jake Snake Roberts, and The Undertaker. Well, son, my team would beat your team. Because I said so. And that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold, what? Cause Stone Cold, what? Cause Stone Cold said so. Let's go to Twitter now. I'm tired, y'all. I'm trying to stay awake. So now let's go to the Twitter. And we're going to get to the questions that you guys sent using the hashtag JustAskAlyx. What we got here? What y'all got for me? What y'all got for me? What y'all got for Just Ask Alyx? Let me see here. Bradley Xavier, what was your reaction when Rey Mysterio lost the WWE title in night 1 and he should get one more run? Should he get one more run? Are we talking about back in 2011? We lost the WWE title in one night. I was pissed off. I was just like, why didn't you just have John Cena do that? Why did you have to do that to Rey Mysterio? That was a waste of time. This is why people don't like John Cena. I hated it. Should he get one more run? Sure, but not in WWE. Number 2. When Vince McMahon leaves this world, is it more likely the fans will be saddened over his passing or rejoice? Both. They'll rejoice and be sad. Basically, that's the only answer I got. They'll be happy that, oh goodness, WWE could actually start improving now. And sad that, well, we lost a legend. And we wouldn't be here without Vince McMahon. Period. Brian B. Name 2 NWA. Wish it was NWA. Name 2 New Japan Pro Wrestling versus WWE. God damn it. Breathe, Alyx. Name 2 New Japan Pro Wrestling versus AEW matches you would like to see that haven't been done before yet. Kazuchika Okada versus CM Punk. Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada. And then Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. That's just 3. I gave you 3. You asked for 2, I gave you 3. Nathan Sporadlin from Indiana asked me, which of the top WWE releases would you like to see go to AEW? Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Frankie Monet, Ember Moon, and Karrion Kross. And take Scarlett with you. Alright, let's go to the Gmail now. Let's see here. This one comes from Mr. Cake. Mr. Cake asked me, thoughts on WWE's new edict on signing women. Basically asking me, how do I feel about WWE only signing women below the age of 25 years old?